Oh, by the way, just a little factor I want to go ahead and put. So, ironically, I was in Bellport Technical Center when the API electronic situation happened. And the factor that my mom didn't want anybody to know, especially Boeing, the government contractor, the one that make the "Here come the airplane." Yeah, that shoddy soldering. Yeah, she was pretty close to getting fired and was trying to avoid getting fired, I'm now coming to realize. So her, numerous take your child to work day and, having me do my homework from Bellport Technical Center for my electronics course, because they have the soldering, they had the soldering equipment there. So I'd be able to do it while not on school grounds. So I'd still be able to do my school work, you know, but not be in school. Yeah, those components, those schematics, when it comes down to the, actual parts and everything. Yeah, pretty much any boards that she ended up doing that the actual amount of solder, you know, proportionate. Yeah. Because keep in mind also, by the way, micro soldering, that's small little boards. There are a lot of small little boards that make an airplane. So, um, safety report does look like there might have been some safety details when it came down to API electronics that time-wise seems a little fishy. All right. So basically, my life got fucked up by that, as well as that was pretty difficult for the government to be able to explain, because it's not normal for I believe I was 14, 13 at the time, to go ahead and bring legally teenagers, or children, by the factor that emancipation wasn't even a legal option at that point in time because of my age, to be working in a government installation, soldering components. And the funny thing is, all right, when it comes pretty much making it seem like I couldn't solder to save my life, she used that to buy a little bit more time before getting fired, or to try to avoid getting fired by going ahead and blaming my work. Well, ironically enough, my work was spot on. So, by the way, ignore the deceptive labeling of Island Drafting and Technical Institute. What's that board right there? Look at the actual depth of it, too. That doesn't look like a component that would go into a PlayStation or an Xbox. Usually, width-wise, elevation-wise, as far as the, actual depth of the components, that would mean that belongs to a much bigger board. I wonder if those serial numbers would end up going ahead and showing to any components from any, Boeing Dreamliners. But I mean, what could I know about that? But yeah, even after the contract, for any government contractors, isn't there a requirement that at the end of the contract, all components be given back to their owner? Like, property of the United States government? And, yeah. know, that, you know, the factor of, apparently there being a fire situation around, you know, the point in time that situation happened. But, yeah, no, the only excuse that at this point Boeing has when it comes to the situation with me, at the time, it had been declared as far as, you know, military, martial law. Reason why? 12 or 13. That's right. That was 2002. What happened a year before that? Historically, I feel like something big happened that sent the entirety of the United States into unprecedented times. That would later be used as a thin veil that corporate America has attempted to keep ongoing and long running in an attempt to have an excuse to utilize child labor, try to weaken child labor laws, and, you know, basically make child work camps. You know, ultimately, low-key sweatshops right in the United States. Now, what happens when those sweatshops end up being government contracted? Right in front of the face of the United States of America. I feel like this whole situation, it's like, wait, so that was 2002. This is 2024. This is 22 years now. Which also, by the way, when it comes down to the whole martial law factor, you know, because of, you know, threat to national security, that ended up enacting martial law. Yeah, by doing that contracting work. Do you know what that means? That means I became a government contractor about 13. So imagine, while everyone's talking about American exceptionalism, patriotism, and, you know, fighting for freedom, you know, being like, oh, looks like you got to sit that one out, Forrest Gump. Have them link braces and back brakes working. It's like, funny. I built the ride that you use to be able to get where you need to go. You know, be able to boots on the ground. And that's the fucking thanks I get? Go fuck yourself.